This video is sponsored by my OnlyFans, where I do my meaningful sex educational content, fitness, health, nutrition, relationship advice, and more. And hi guys, and welcome to the Emperor Show, and welcome to a warrior tier reaction about the Custodes. So guys, my previous reactions of warrior tier were very successful, but sadly I was just taken away from other things, other types of content, and I never actually visit him, but I really want to watch what he has to offer if it's only one person. And hi kid, you have a great thing going on there with warrior tier. I'm gonna say what it is. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to cover that when it's done. I really wanted to come back to him and see what he does, because he does just amazing stories, really compelling, guys, and it's an art form, and yeah, I want to see it, share it with you, and experience this together. And of course, link is down below to the video, so you can watch it to the full extent, the way that it's meant to be seen. So go and give it a watch, because he deserves it. So let's see it, guys, now together. Oh boy.
I was called to Terra to tell the tale of a hero born beneath different stars in a different time, into the sanctified stone of this world, and will carve the tale of a custodian. He was born here. It seems strange to say that, and he was born here. Few are allowed the privilege of calling Terra their birth world. He was born before so much of our history happened. He was born before so much strife ravaged the universe. I was privileged enough to meet him once. He told me, I do not remember much, but I remember my mother's name. He would see their faces on statues carved by generations of our masters, generations of humble, feeble humans who toiled for decades to capture the likeliness of thousands of heroes. I am one of the new generations of stonemasons. The custodian is a figure from ancient myth. In my own way, I didn't believe him to be real. For 10,000 years he has walked these labyrinthine temples. Legends of the faithful would, and indeed do, give their lives to see even a fraction of what he guards. Many ask how he and his kin, the Custodes, guard him on the throne from a galaxy that ever seeks his demise. But I don't believe there's a single atom of this galaxy that the Custodian Brotherhood aren't watching. They hear every single whispered threat and treasonous plan. Every smuggled weapon, each drop of poison poured into the ears of the faithful. If the Inquisition are the eyes of the Imperium, the Custodians are its mind. If the Astartes are the fist of mankind, the Custodians are the force behind the blow.
Oh yeah.
Many believe they never leave the grounds of the Imperial Palace. However, we all learn at a young age that the universe in its entirety is the Emperor's palace. When we spoke, he told me, the mason does not craft the stone, but is crafted by it. The truth is this: they are everyone, each faithful soul, each wretch who, in his final moment, prays to the Emperor, is one of them, in his own way. I'm told they are made before birth. He told me that he was born on Terra 39 standard years before the final assault on the palace by the traitor forces. His father was a stonemason. It seems odd to me now somehow. His skills afforded his family the licenses needed to breed in perpetuity. His father's greatest work, the blessed feather, still stands in the palace today. It has seen over 90 centuries. It has witnessed my whole life and will witness the lives of my children. Cavil witnessed the moment that Sanguinius raised the humans upward just as they began to break. In those final, hellish days before the siege of the Eternity Gate, the Custodians saw those humans, caught in the updraft of the Angel's faith. During my years as a student, I was made to study pics of that statue daily by my lectors. I was made to behold what faith could create, what war made us into. I was brought to Terra to set in stone the tale of one of humanity's heroes. Even by Astartes' considerations, he was taken at an early age. But he was 19 standard by the time he had completed his apotheosis. His next 11 years were spent hunting beneath the palace proper. For beneath his ground still lurk beasts, monsters, traitors, and worse. It is within those shadows that holy order is trained. They either leave the dark knowing the truth of the light, or are consumed by the perpetual night. It is believed that the Emperor himself grants the gifts needed to walk such hallowed ground. He smote his way through who knows how many traitors, who knows how many demons of the void. He told me to my face the following: beneath compacted streets built by men far smarter than us, my order sounded the call, and the hunt began. The truest challenge of our martial prowess was the battle against the demon manifest named Karathan, a cursed thing of fangs and claws. It took us 4 days of ceaseless conflict to first butcher its hordes, and then to carve that lumbering blasphemy into scraps of rotten void-born meat. After we re-emerged from those darkened tunnels, we realized that we were part of a new family now. For each world that knows the tread of a human foot is a world visited by my family. Each soldier who screams his hatred into the face of an enemy is my brother. Each lady of each order is a sister of mine. She spreads the faith I exist to God. I've seen the horrors of the galaxy and simply wonder this: is that it? Most think the Custodians are the last line of defense, but I now believe that they are the first to witness each threat. Each blow leveled against our foes by the Sainted Order has been in transit for millennia. For the universe is a stone, and the Emperor is a mason, a master at work, his craft never ending, his toil perpetual. But from his inadamant, he carves humanity's future, with faith as his chisel, and our collective hate as his hammer. His son is chiseled more by his new father every single day. For in the God Emperor's service, the Custodes are made complete. And with the Emperor's patience, all of our flaws are chipped away. The circumference of Terra's equator is 40,000 kilometers. If I were to say that the Custodes knows each step of those kilometers, would you believe me? 1 million ships land daily on 1 million landing sites. Their vigilance can never, ever end. For the God Emperor is eternal. Despite their efforts, however, there are 1 million miles of tunnels that cross this world. Each day 1,000 more are bored into this holy soil. They work ceaselessly to know each cavern, each stone and patch of moss. I'm sure they have witnessed secrets that worlds have died for. I myself have beheld relics from empires that no living human could ever learn of. For the Imperial Palace is a world unto itself. Contained within chambers built 25,000 years ago are the testimonies to humanity's perfection, the proof of our truthful place as rulers of the galaxy. And deep within those holes behind doors that have laid shut for centuries, beyond 1 million myrtle holes, beyond galleries containing the sum of human art, beyond the legions of the Terra Imperialis, behind that final golden portal, he lives on. And his sons will never rest, their blades never falter. They are his best and brightest. They are all of our faith made real, and their spears never dull. They are the chosen heroes. Should you ever cross into the Sanctum Imperialis, should you ever see those vaulted sacred frescoes and monuments to mankind's greatness, and you should see a custodian, regal, stoic, fierce and pure, you'll know you're seeing someone from a myth. He has a new family now, for he was young when he took up the spear, and I believe part of him is still young, after so many thousands of years. Long after I'm dust fired into the sun, he will remain, and his watch never ceases. Eternal in his ancient mountain of golden power armor. Perhaps before I pass into the light of the Emperor, I will get to see him once more. Glory to the Imperium, and glory to the Custodian.
Boy. Yeah, we have to go and do that. Okay, guys. So first, as you may know, the Custodes are my favorite. Out of all the factions in Warhammer 40k, so to me that was like an easy pick for me to cover. Of course, I'm gonna focus on some of the others. I really want to do this whole like in the Imperium and the timeline. That's amazing, just very long, so I have to have time for that, because I always would love a refresher and explain in this way, especially. So yeah, this was pretty amazing. You have to be extremely inspired if you're not already. And also I'm painting the Custodes now, my first tabletop Custodes, and I'm super excited. And Sir D was so kind to give me another package of Custodes that is coming my way. So I gotta finish those before I can start the others. And I will basically have one small custodian army eventually when I build it and paint it. But yeah, guys, this is amazing. Really, it's amazing. I'm actually now focusing on the details of how the Custodes look because I watched a lot of tutorials of how to paint them, and there's a few variants that could be considered here. A lot of people are painting them the way that they really want to. They don't actually watch the official art or anything like that. They just do some basic things, and they just go wild on it. So when I see all of this art, I'm also thinking, wow, I have to paint them a certain way, and this and that, and this is red and this is blue and this is whatever. So yeah, I'm kind of like that in that creative mode right now. But anyway, this was amazing, narrated amazing. It's all great, guys. So yeah, Warrior Tier brought to you, and can't wait to see the project with Keith. And okay, so let's say thanks Chris actually for coming. I saw you there. Thanks for the awesome membership, guys. Matcha got it. He always deserves it. And thank you, Matt, for watching. Although you're not feeling very well, I hope that you feel much better very soon. Here is so hot. It's just ridiculous, guys. By this point, someday I will get an air conditioner. Someday. Okay. And Andre, really don't know anything about this universe, but I watch a Gary in-depth story coverage. In-depth story coverage of the Custodes? Like of what? Because they're really interesting. It's always good to do a video about the Custodes. Whether that be this sort of video or your own video, the Custodes always deserve it. That's why I picked them to paint them. The first thing to paint. Of Warhammer. Oh, that's a lot. That is a lot, Andre. But hey, I mean, so many people already done it. Maybe someday, if I can do it in a different way. But yeah, something that's gonna be interesting and entertaining. But yeah, so many people have done it. And we are going to watch eventually the timeline that Warrior Tier did, and that's kind of like the story. I'm not sure how much you're gonna get in this style, but yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna think about it. Yeah, the Imperator. I'm watching Foundation right now, and the emperors there is called Empire. They just call him Empire all the time, and he is three versions of himself. It's dawn, dusk, and day. Dawn, dusk, dawn. No, dusk, day, and dawn. No, sorry, dawn, day, and dusk. Yeah. So basically, when he's a kid, when he's like middle aged, and when he's old. It is pretty freaking interesting, guys. Yeah, he doesn't have any powers per se, but he's pretty fascinating. So yeah, guys, just a quick mention because there's nothing better at sci-fi, at least at the moment, than Foundation Season 2. And although it's not 40k, it is still fantasy set into, like sci-fi fantasy set into the future, similar to Dune, which is kind of similar to 40k, a bit, just a tiny bit to me, but you know, very well. Nothing compares to 40k. So yeah, thank you, Criminal Pigeon. That's so funny. It's just so funny. And you also have a pigeon like behind bars. That's super funny. But yeah, Andrew, that's not a bad idea, so thank you very much for that. Okay, guys, really gotta go. Sleep well. Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like to watch a funny gameplay, I've played a bit Dead Island 2, like 2 days ago or so. So yeah, you can check that if you like. It's not Warhammer, but it's fun. So, love ya, guys. Good night. Bye bye.